I really love who we are in that painting you've made of us.
The new one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, love and hate it, really. Really. I mean, there's a reality to it. But that was true of the initial one. The whole point was that it was supposed to be what it felt like to be 21 rather than what society made us feel we should be 21. So, I mean, I did exaggerate things to make them a bit nastier in a way. Chantal, you had a problem with the way...
I didn't love the way you did my breasts. That wasn't great. I felt like they didn't quite... But it's a painting, not a photo.
No, but I was trying to make a point, and I made my point. But then...
Yeah.
And then you don't think about it, that then that is there forever as well. It was very much of the time, and it's very odd to look at that and think, yes, that was how I felt at the time, but I don't think I actually looked like that at the time. That's the other really strange thing. And then we've been painters our whole lives. We've never done anything else. And I had that painting percolating in my head for quite a long time about how it's like it's a friendship. It's like fencing. It's almost like embracing. There's so many different things. When we're touching, we're not touching. And I wanted to make it all very simple. I didn't want to make it gross, but I wanted it to have a reality to it. That makes it sound like I thought I was gross, doesn't it?
I mean, when I was doing mine, I thought it was a bit grotesque, but it wasn't meaning like...
We weren't pursuing
I wouldn't think, but then I stepped back and I went, my God, this is the ugliest painting I've ever made. But I didn't mean it in a bad way. I loved the painting, oddly, but it was I was afraid to show it to you as well, though, because it felt quite odd.
I know, but I don't care ever, though.
No.
I don't care as in I don't care. I don't have a vanity about any of that. I'm more interested in the painting. But I think when I was painting us, I thought I'd made us quite beautiful.
Well, I thought we did look pretty good in that one, actually. I mean, I thought I came out okay. It's honest. That's what I always think. I think they're I see us. That's okay. That's what I mean about I wouldn't give it away to be young again. And that I had that very profound sense when I was making the painting. I found it really hard to be young.
Yeah, it was really, really hard.
And we're standing straight and together, facing like two soldiers, I think, of us, because I think we're accepting who we are. We're saying this is who we are, and it's okay. I'm totally okay with those tights.
Yeah. And we're kind of warriors, really.
Yeah, and we've survived a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody has by our age. Every single person has survived so much, and then you're still there. We're still standing. We're still painting. We're still friends.
But yeah.
That's an achievement right there. That's what I see in those paintings.
Yeah, it is. And we had a pact that the biggest thing in life would be if we got to paint our whole lives and that was our whole life. And
how lucky would that
be? And how amazing could it even be possible?
Yeah.
Because everybody says if you go to art school, you haven't got hope. And
I still see us swimming that day in the loch, talking about in the loch outside Glasgow, going, we're so lucky we get to do this thing. And
we have done it our whole lives.
Thing, you know? Those are the pictures of us doing the thing. So, that's amazing. I think when we met, we used to talk about, we used to always be in the live room at Glasgow School of Art, and I think we always were obsessed with, both of us, with painting people, but the way that we painted was always completely different, and the obsession with painting people hasn't changed.
I think the way we paint is very different, but the things that interest us are the same. So we see the world in a similar way, and we have similar interests, and so great sort of discussions about things, but the way we want to portray it is very different. And I think we recognise, well, I do anyway, I think we recognise in each other the thing that the one person hasn't got.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I'd paint the way I do. I thought I'd be a much looser painter. It turned out I'm not. I have to go with who I am. And you sometimes sort of you say, I want to do an icon or something, some tiny thing. And it's not who you are. So I think there's also why there's absolutely no competition or between us, because we recognise that exactly who we are and exactly how we need to paint to but we have a joint interest. I don't know. Is that?
Well, yeah, no, I think that's absolutely right. And I remember when we shared a studio long, long ago, and Ish would be working on a painting for a couple of months, and I would go mad because I'd run out of panels in a day. And that, I was jealous of her. I was jealous of that absorption and sort of totally being in it. But I had to adapt to my character, which is a sort of frenzy of fastness, and that's who I am. And I had to find a way to kind of catch that fastness. And you had to kind of adapt to being this really immersive
I had
painter.
to come to terms with that's the way I work.
And that isn't easy when you're young, because you're like, I wanted to spend, a year on a picture, and I can't. I'm too, whatever I am. And I think that's a lot of becoming an artist, is working out the kind of person you are and how you can sort of harness that in your work. And that is a really big part of finding out the artist you are. Whether it's the artist you would choose to be isn't always
No, and it's not necessarily you think you're going to be something and you're not. And that's a revelation and an amazing thing. It's also a grief sometimes you have to work through, because when I tried to work differently, everybody would say, oh, that's great, it's got so much potential. But it never hit home until I kind of gave in to it. And I still have issues with it. But then I think the fact that you have a constant fight with yourself about if you're getting it right, I hope that creates an energy within the work that wouldn't be there if I didn't have that continual conversation about it. But I think that's why we've never been, we've painted the same people, we have people sitting for us, and the paintings are so different that it's completely fine. It's exciting, if anything. I think there is a realisation about celebrating the fact we are alive and we get to do what we want, and we are friends, and we have known each other for a very, very long time. And, apart from family, there's not many people that I have known as long.
That gets more and more precious the older you get, the friendship and the length of the friendship, that people who did know you when you were young and remember all the same things, and you saw your baby when it was a baby, and all of it.
And you see the person in layers. So for a long time, you always made me look really, really young. And you were going, she said, I can't age you. That's changed.
It's funny, Esme found a bunch of photos of us young, and she's going, it was so beautiful. Not that you're not beautiful now, but she was just saying that. And I was going, yeah, I don't know, that's a funny thing to say, because then it implies, I don't see you, I see all the yous.
But that is the reality of knowing someone for a long time. You know all of them, and you see them in a way that you can never see that person if you meet them if you meet someone when they're 40, 50, you know them from then on, and photographs are alien to you if you look at them younger. If you've known that person, you see that person in them, whatever they look like, and I didn't really understand the value of that. And and the people who know me see me like that. I think that's the most wonderful thing, because students look at me and think I'm 150.